Oh, hi. Thank you for watching this video. This video is all about QuickBooks Online inventory. This is the inventory one in QuickBooks Online. So let's start with the brief notes on QuickBooks Online inventory history. What's the history of QuickBooks Online when it comes to inventory? So they started out with the service one. When they first introduced the QuickBooks Online, they started out with the service only. And then they added non-inventory, from service, they added non-inventory. And after a while, they realized they also need inventory. And then they added inventory. And after that, they added the bundle. So during this time, they also bought a small inventory app to see it'll work with this QuickBooks Online. But never heard about that product anymore. So that's the basic history of QuickBooks Online inventory feature. Okay, so the next is I'm going to talk about which QuickBooks version allows inventory tracking. So if you want to track inventory, which one do you need? You need either Plus or Advanced. And if you have Essentials, you'll need to upgrade to Plus or Advanced. If you have Simple Start, then it's a big jump. You need to upgrade to Plus and Advanced or Advanced. Okay, so you can also do the test drive. This, either test drive one time or 30-day trial. You can visit our website. And it's right here. So let's come to our website. Here's the address in here. Here's the address in here. And basically, you can do one-time test here, one-time try, and or you can sign up for 30-day trial. And on this one, it's affiliated link, so we'll get some commissions. Okay, so I'm going to go to next one. Okay, so first thing you need to do is once you have the Plus or Advanced, Plus is more popular, turning the gear settings on in your account. So how to do that? That's the first thing you need to do when you want to use QuickBooks Inventory. So I'm going to go to QuickBooks Online now. Okay, so the gear icon, you just go to in here, gear icon, click that one, and click Account and Settings right here. And then you select Sales. Okay, so Sales, I'm on Sales, and under Sales Form Content, you'll see, I mean, not that one, the Product Services one, you will see track quantity and price rate, and track quantity, track inventory on hand. These two should be on, and actually you should turn on all the product services one should be all on. Just click the pencil icon and just turn this on. Okay, you can just click it here, and if it's off like this, you can just and then save it. And the next thing you want to do is still in the gear settings. Then you need to go to expenses, and then the bills expenses. So you can have depending upon what you want to do after that, but this is the one you need on it says sort items table, expenses, and purchase from. So if this one is on, if it's off, I mean, see what will happen. It won't track. If you try to save this, it will say right here, turning off. It will turn off your track inventory quantity in hand, and you can use purchase orders. Okay, so it's basically you just need to, this one should be on, and you can have the other ones on too, depending on what you want to do. You can get the information right here. little more information. But for tracking inventory, this is the one we need. Okay. All right. So now let's go in here. Okay. So now those two on. So this part is done. Turning the gear settings on your account. So the next one is add your inventory products items and your product and services list. Okay, so you just go to get things done in here from the dashboard, not the business overview, just to get things done, and you can select product and services. You can get here from a couple of other places too. You can go to gear icon under list. You can select product and services. It'll get you the same place. Or under your customers sales, they also have the same thing. So this one is right on the front page. Just click that one. Okay, so in here, this is where you add your inventory. Okay, and so these are the fields they have in. If you click all the columns in here, you will see all these, the name, well, the product name, and you can add add pictures to this list. You don't go anywhere on your invoice. You won't see it on invoice or sales receipt, but it will just basically show up on your product list. Let's say I have this, salsa, hot salsa and mild salsa. This is just for testing. And then you have a SKU, SKU column and the type. In this case, is the inventory type. And then you have sales and description, income and expense, income account, in your chart of accounts, and expense in your chart of accounts, and the inventory. This is all fixed. It goes to one account. We'll go there, but these are the fields they have for adding inventory item. Then the purchases, and sales price, cost, and is it taxable or non-taxable, quantity on hand, quantity on, let's see, what is this? Quantity on the purchase order, and reorder point, and action. Okay, so now let's go in here. Let's just click in here, the one I already have. Okay, so in this case we're adding inventory product. It's basically it's a product. You don't make it. It's basically buying one product and selling the same product to your customers. It's there's no bill to order type, nothing like that. It's basically buying one product and selling the same product to a customer. Okay, so you just add the name and SKU, depending on how you want to assign SKU. SKU could be from your supplier's SKU, or you create your own SKU, and then you create your category. In this case, I wanted to group all the salsa in one place, Okay, and in here I have a I already bought 100. So in your case, when you're adding a new one, let's see here, new one, inventory. Okay, so if you're adding new one, new inventory, and let's say okay, all right, and skills, let's say it could be anything. You can just create your own skill, and the category I have is under salsa. Okay, so this new one, I don't have any quantity at hand, so you just put the 0 in here and then put the date. So date is kind of flexible, depending upon when you buy these things. If you are using it for a while, then it could be prior months. So in this case, let's say it's May 1. And the reorder point, you don't have to do anything because you don't know how many you're going to sell this. So at some point, if you know what is your reorder point, so you can click it here, get more information. So you can just put it here. Let's say I just want to put 100. Okay, so at this point I have 0 quantity And this is, I'm just creating this new inventory item. Okay, and this one is always fixed. You don't want to change this to any other account. It's only, you don't want to add a new one. It's basically, it tracks one need to do. This is a default account, inventory asset account. QuickBooks created this. You don't want to be a wise guy and create another account, and you'll just basically track just to this account. If you want to track inventory, it's always this account is a default account. Okay, and a description is basically it's the same as the name, or if you can put different name if you want. Normally I'll just copy this. Okay, so I'll come back on the initial quantity at hand and as of date a little bit later on. We need to discuss this more. This is the area where most of users they mess up. I've been using this for a long time, and this is area where the users they mess it up and then it goes wrong, and then it's almost impossible to fix it, unless you do this one-time adjustment. Okay, so I'll come back to this one a little bit later on. And then the sales organic, this is the description, and then sales price, so sales price is the one that goes to your when you want to create invoice, that's the price you will see. But even that one, you can change it when creating invoice or sales receipt. But this I just want to put $10 in here. Okay. And the income account is you select the income account from your chart of accounts, whatever account you have, you know, sales of product income. That's the one I have in here. And then basically, it's taxable standard rate. This is a taxable one. If you're using sales tax feature, it's kind of automatic. You just have to make it taxable or non-taxable. Okay, the purchasing information is the one. It could be different than your description, but this is the one you use for your purchase order. If you're placing purchase order through your vendor, that's what they will see. So I'll just copy this. Okay, so then the cost. What is your cost for this one? Let's say $6. Okay, so this is just the cost field for here, and when you create invoice or sales receipt, uh, the cost of goods sold, it will base it on your actual price, average cost, so it won't use the $6. So let's say you paid $5.50 to your vendor, it will calculate based on 550, and it's a FIFO method. So if you're paying variable rates, 550 one time, $6 one time, $7 one time, so it will calculate differently based on the first in, first out. We'll go through that on a little bit later on. And expense account, so this is the cost of goods sold. This is flexible. You can select any account you want under cost of goods sold. And in this case, I just have cost of goods sold. We can select the products too, All right. Okay. So, and then if you want to, if you have a preferred vendor to buy this product, then you can select one or create a new one. Okay. And then, so that's about it on this one. So now you can save this. All right, so if you select the salsa one, I just have this sorted by salsa one. So here's the new one here. See, right now there's no quantity in hand, and the quantity in purchase is nothing. And then reorder, I just added in 100, and so I have three items in here under this salsa. Okay, so that's how you create uh, inventory items, Uh, okay, so now the next one I'm going to talk about is, okay, so mapping your inventory item. We already went through how do you map your inventory. So the mapping your inventory is always inventory asset. That's your inventory asset on your balance sheet. So that's like asset, in current asset. It's like you have cash in your bank account. You have inventory sitting, somewhere in the office, a warehouse. Okay, because you haven't sold it, so it's still an asset. And then the mapping is whenever you sell, it pulls out from inventory asset, and then it will reduce your inventory quantity at hand, this one quantity at hand, and then the income goes to this. It sells a product income revenue account, and then the other side is reducing your quantity, right? Basically, the quantity that goes to your cost of goods sold account, and this one here, expense account, and that will reduce your inventory level. Okay, so that's the mapping. So let's look at the other one now. Okay, so now we're gonna do the initial quantity on hand as of date fields on the product and service information page. Okay, so this is the one we're talking about. So this initial quantity at hand. So when you add this new product, normally you don't have anything in stock because this is a new product and you're buying it. So it's always zero. It's always zero. You just put zero, like this, and as of date, it doesn't mean anything. So basically, you just put the first of the month or something like that, And if you want to create uh, sales receipt or buy before that, then you have to come here and adjust it. Like for example, in here, starting point. Let's do the other one. Say if you need to change it, you need to come here and then change the date if you want to. Let's say you sold something on April 15th, you know, then you need to come down here and change this date. Otherwise, the QuickBooks won't even recognize it as this is a valid product code. Then you won't be able to create invoice. Okay, so let's go back to that one. All right, so initial quantity at hand, it's always zero. You'll input this only when if you are moving, if you're converting your all bookkeeping, your bookkeeping or your accounting to QuickBooks Online, and you have a QuickBooks on your inventory in hand, already established some sort of tracking. Then you come down here and you will have a spreadsheet, or you can then you can enter it here. Now, if you have only 5 or 10 items, and if you have a whole spreadsheet, then you can just import the whole list. We'll go through that later on, but so initially, when you create this new items, it's always zero. And if you're established business and you have all kinds of inventories hand, then you can either import or manually add one at a time. If you have 100, you don't want to add one at a time. It's better to import it, and it'll be a lot faster for you. Okay. The next one is entering your inventory purchases. Remember this one here, item details, items detail tab. Okay, so now let's say you want to buy something. All the setup is done. This gear icon setup is done. You added new product, and now you just want to sell it. Now somebody, you want to buy it. Let's say you want to buy it. Let's say you want to buy the organic one. You just created this, and you haven't bought it yet. So you need to come to new, either expenses basically. So the new is adding manually. So for QuickBooks inventory, you would need to manually add purchases, for inventory items only. The other ones, you may have a bank connect, and bank fees you can add from there. But QuickBooks inventory, you need to add either from the vendor, expenses in here, new transaction, expense check like this. So in this case, if you just want to select a vendor from here like this, you can enter, see, you can create bill, so you have to select vendor, and then now your transaction is right here, new transactions. Let's say it's expense. You can do that way. It'll go to the same place. It's the same form. See right here. Or you can just go to the plus new and expense. Okay, so let's just revise this one more time. Okay, the expenses, you're paying by either by your bank account, like ATM type, or doing some wire transfer, you know. So that's when you use expense form. And if you're writing checks manually or through QuickBooks, then you select the check one. And if you're creating a vendor bill, like creating purchase order, you can create purchase on all three. Basically entering bill, they'll give you some terms and you pay later. So entering bill and then they pay bills later. Okay, so adding inventory from expense, check, or bill. All right, let's just select expense. All right, so let's select the supplier. So you have your supplier in here. Okay, and right here, so you see category and items. Category and items. So just remember this one, category and items. Okay, for inventory, you always need to enter it on inventory items details. So this is where you see product and services mapped to inventory. In here, category details, this one is categories mapped to your chart of accounts. Like in here, cost to go, yeah, it's chart of accounts basically. So if you just enter it here, it will never go to your inventory. It will go to your expense account, and there's no inventory on that one. So you don't want to mess up this. So you always go to the items detail. So this is where it goes. All right, so let's just say the salsa one, organic one. Okay, see right here, see this one is the product service code, and then the description and quantity. Let's say, see in here, if you click it here, it tells you you have 0 quantity at hand and reorder point is 100. Let's just say I'm going to order 100, and let's say the $6 comes from this product services list. So you can change it here. Let's say it's a $5.95. You got some discount, like this. Okay, and so that's all you need to do on this one. You can save it right here. You can just save it. So once you save it, basically, I'll show you what happens. Save it. Okay. Oops. All right, so there's the date in here. It's wrong. So let's put the new. See that this is what happens. The payment date is it's the old one here. So I'll just put the 5/1/2022. Okay, so and save it. Okay, so what happens to this one now? So you paid it by your bank account, and then you reach a supplier, and you go to payment date and payment method. Let's say it's a debit card, and then you got the item details comes from your product and service list. Okay, so what happens to your debits and credit in QuickBooks Register now? Let's see here. Click more and transaction journal. Okay, so they're taking out money from your bank account and it's going to inventory asset account on your balance sheet. So if you run the uh, balance sheet, you will see it. Okay, it's in here. Inventory asset. Inventory asset is right here. So if you click this one, you will see the one item, the items you bought, you know. It's in here someplace, you know. See right here. Salsa organic is the one. So it's basically debit inventory asset and credit to your bank account. Uh, or if you are entering bill, it'd be credit to your accounts payable. Okay, so let's see what's the next one in here. Okay, so now, so that's about, this is the entering inventory purchases. You can use either expense form or check form or bill form. Okay. So the next one now we're going to talk about is selling your inventory products. So you either create invoice or add a sales receipt, you know. Okay. So that's the whole purpose. You buy it and same selling it, you know, salsa. Okay, so if you want to sell it, you just go to, you know, sales in here and create invoice or sales receipt. You can go in here and, you know, let's just say creating invoice. All right, so I'll just pick one here. And so this is creating invoice, you know, it's creating, all right, it's saying $6 in here. This says sold 10 in here. Okay, and $6 you can change it. If the price went up, it's $6.50. Oh, $6.50. You know, you can change it right here on invoice. So if you click it here, it will tell you what's the inventory, you know, label you have, you know. And on purchase order, you don't have anything. The quantity on hand is 100 before this invoice, and then reorder point is 100. So it will tell you, you know, you don't want to create invoice that you don't have inventory, right? So you can just click it here, hover around this quantity number. It will tell you the $6, let's say. Okay, let's say this one is 10. Okay, and let's say that you want to save this. So save this. Okay, so now let's look at the debits and credits in QuickBooks. So click the more and then click the transaction journal. Okay, so let's look at it in here. So AR, because we're creating invoice, so your customer owes you 135, and your revenue on one revenue is 65 and $65, and the other one is $60, and then you have an inventory asset coming out because you sold it, and then the cost of goods sold is $30, and on this one, and you have some other cost of goods sold in and out type, you know, and so you have the debits and credits, same thing. Okay, so that's how the debits and credit, you know, when you create invoice works. It will reduce your inventory label. It generates your income to your profit and loss account, and then you have a cost of goods sold in your profit and loss as expense item, and it creates the AR on your customer AR in your balance sheet. Okay, let's look at the other one. So the next one is so understanding debits and credits of buying and selling inventory products. It's basically we just went through that one. You know, uh, it's when you buy it, it will add to your inventory. So it's basically inventory asset is your debit, and credit is your either bank account or accounts payable. If you are using bills, then it's accounts payable. And selling it, so it's buying is adding inventory, selling is you're reducing your inventory. The selling, which went through, so when you sell it, it will do two things. It will recognize revenue, and it will also reduce your inventory level. So that's the basic understanding of debits and credit function of buying and selling of inventory products. Okay, now the next one is, okay, what is FIFO and how it is used for the inventory cost of goods sold? Okay, so it's FIFO is first in, first out, and how it is used is basically, if you bought it for $100, the cost of goods sold will reduce the first one at $100, and let's say you bought the next one is $200, and then if you don't have $100 uh, cost units in stock, then it will go to the next one at $200. Okay, so let's go to the real place where we can see it. All right, I'm just going to filter this by salsa one. Okay, so I'm just going to filter this. Okay, as you can see here, uh, you bought it for $3, and in this case, when you create an invoice, it's $3 one, and the cost is also the $3 one here. All right, so at the quantity in hand right now is uh, it's 90 now. See, it's 90 in here. Okay, so what happens if you sold 200 units? All right, let's just say uh, you you bought another 100 at different rate. Okay, so you just create let's just say expense. Okay, so in here you got quantity on hand is 100. All right, let's order another 100. Okay, let's just say this one you got a good deal, $5, and the date is different. Let's just put different date in here. Okay, so now okay, so now okay, so now it will tell you, so the first one you paid $5, and then uh, you know Then, well, I mean, the first one you pay $5.95, the second one you paid, let's say five bucks, right? And let's say you sold all 500 in here. So initial starting point is you put in zero here and you put it $6 as your cost. So if you have inventory, starting inventory, like a 10 in here, then you will sell $60. 10 times $6 times 10 quantity, you'll see 60 bucks starting inventory amount. So in this case, there's zero in here, so you got 200. Let's say what happens if you sell all 200, well, no, not all 200. Let's just say you sell 150. So just go to create sales for 150. Okay, this one is the organic one, let's say. And in here, you'll see you have a 200. This is 200. Let's see which one we bought. So the organic one. Okay, it's not updated yet. Okay, let's say 150. See, quantity had 200 now. Okay, sold for 10 bucks. Doesn't matter what, the price, selling price, but the quantity, the FIFO one, how it it'll show as your cost of goods sold. That's the FIFO method. So I'll save this one. Okay, so now if you go to this one, the inventory report. Okay, so right here, so the sales receipt was 50, so $5 for the first one, $5 because it came out from this one in here, and then second one, it's well, I mean the first one was a $5.95. That was a purchase, so 100 units, and then 100 units came out. That was at $5.95, right? And the second one, uh, it came out from this 100, and you paid $5 for that one. You sold 50 out of 100, and it's $5. So that's how it calculates the inventory cost for the cost of goods sold. Okay, so you got an idea, hopefully. Okay, so now let's see what's the next one. Okay, how to make inventory quantity adjustment. So you can make inventory quantity adjustment either for one item or batch access. Okay, so let's say you want to do for one item, you just go to plus new, and then you select quantity. So this one is basically, you just lost it, some reason. Okay, so select the same one, the salsa one. All right, so right now the quantity at hand is 50, and new quantity is 50. It depends how, let's say you lost one. Okay, so because you lost one, the new quantity is 49 now. So the inventory shrinkage account. So that's the one you want to use. Or it's your expense. So you could use this is the inventory shrinkage is the default one. That's the commonly used one, and you can come up with the inventory adjustment, separate new account, or something, whatever. It's up to you. All right. So this is how you do the inventory adjustment. You can save this. This is for one item. Okay, that's done. And now if you want to do the batch, you want to adjust inventory for, let's say, more than one item. Okay, so just go to the product and services list. Product and services list. Okay, so on this one, you need to select the items. First, you need to let's just sort this by inventory only. Okay, so on this one, let's say which one you want to make adjustment. Let's see here. All right, let's do this one here. One here and one here. All right, one here. So this is the batch. You just need to come down here and select the items you need to make adjustment. Quantity adjustment. Okay, so in here, let's say those are the items, and in here, see the moment you select these boxes, you will see the batch actions in here. Hold on a second here. So now you don't see anything in here, right? So the moment you select the items you want to make adjustment, see one here, so you will see the batch actions column in here. Okay, let's select a few in here. Okay, that's fine. All right, so batch actions in here, and underneath you will see adjust quantity. So this is for batch. If you have more than one, if let's say you have 20 items, you just took inventory and at your end, and you have 20 items to make quantity adjustment. So just select this one. It's the same form, but it will list all the items in here. If you have 100, this one's going to be a pretty big list, Okay, so it's the same thing, and just change the inventory account, same thing. Whatever account you want to use, same thing. And let's just say this one, 583, and this one is, let's say, sometimes it's when you ship it, you could ship wrong item. It's anything possible. Okay, let's say on the 59 went up, and this one it went down. Let's say like this. It could be change in quantity, negative or positive. Normally it's negative anyway. Okay, so this is how it works. So this is the batch one, and then save it. So you'll be wondering, how does this work? What will happen to P&L? Let's go in here. Transaction journal is basically, it will credit your inventory asset because you're reducing your inventory asset if it's reduction. It will add inventory if you're adding it, of course. And the inventory shrink is your P&L account, Okay, so it will basically, if you run the P&L in here, it's right here. Inventory shrink is your expense, and inventory went down. Okay. So now let's look at what's next. Okay, then you have a non-posting type forms. You can create an estimate, and the estimate is for your customer. Your customer wants to buy something, specific products, and you don't, it's inventory item, but possible you don't inventory those. You're buying it for a specific customer, special customer. So you can create an estimate and convert that estimate to purchase order, or you can create a new purchase order, new items, and then you can receive that inventory with vendor bill or expense or check from purchase order, Okay, so if you are familiar with how to create your purchase order, you just go in here. It's still part of vendors. So purchase order is right here, and then estimate is right here, So you can create estimate for your customers, and you can convert that estimate to purchase order. Purchase order, you want to place that order to your vendors, and then once you receive it, you can uh, receive it using either expense form or check or bill. Either way it works. Okay, so that's the non-posting type. Let's see what else in here. So how to handle inventory purchase items in the bank feed. Now, okay, so in the bank feed you have expenses, but those items, let's say you bought it, it's inventory item. Let's go to banking now. Okay, let's say this is the one. Say you bought something from Amazon, and this is for inventory item, So you can't just add this to your, your inventory from here. So you need to click this one. You need to create expense for that inventory. So you don't use category, so you need to you need to add inventory. It goes to item details tab. So if you're buying inventory and you're trying to match it in your in a bank feed. So this is what you need to do. From here you can't do anything. Let's say uh, you know in here it's basically you need to create uh, manually add purchase inventory, and then in here you will see match. You don't want to match it from here, otherwise your inventory is going to be a pretty big mess. So for inventory, you always match in here. If it is for inventory items, you should see this match item. You may see two match found or three match found if it's the same amount, Uh, 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 but all you have to do is click it here, and if it's more than one, match found, you will see it in here. Expense this date, the other one, the different date, and just select the right one. Okay, so from banking, you should see match. Now, you can, if you have more than one, you can click find other matches too, but in this case, it's just one. So, and just click match in here. So don't add from here. So you need to manually create transaction for inventory always. Like this one here. See, once you create this, then you can come here and match it. That's done. That's it. Okay, so now running inventory reports. So basically they have inventory reports. We have valuation summary, valuation detail. These two kind of are reports that you want to use for inventory. And the other one is the worksheet. Let's say at the year end or month end, you want to take a physical inventory. So this is the worksheet. Okay, and then you have a sales by product service summary, sales by product service detail. Okay, we'll just go to the reports now. So here's the inventory values. We'll just do in here. Okay, so just type inventory in here. So source one, you will see inventory. Okay, so these three, you have a valuation detail, valuation summary, and worksheet. So the inventory detail one is more detailed one, it will give you all the details one. See, look, the one we bought, it'll give you all the details one. And the other one is summary one. It'll basically list the by grouping, there's the you got the category, and then it'll list all the product items. It will give you the asset value and average cost. Okay, so this number is 539 is your asset, is your inventory asset value, and this number should match with your balance sheet account, inventory asset balance sheet account. Okay, and the other one is inventories, the inventory, I'm going to write it down here. So the worksheet, this is just the physical worksheet. It'll list all the products, and here's the quantity on hand, and then just print this, and then do the physical count. If anything is wrong, you can select, certain items only, or the whole list. Okay. And the other one is the sales one. Sales, product service summary, and product service detail. So this one is sales by product, product service detail. Okay, so because this is the one we sold, it will give you quantity and amount and the gross margin on those products. So it give you right here. So on this one, it's the it's 897 is cost of goods sold, and then you have a gross margin, like this. Okay, and the other one is the detail one. It's very similar to this one. The detail one is like this. It's basically, it'll give you all the details, a little more details. You can click it here, and it'll take back to the invoice. Like this is mostly the sales part, sales by product service detail. It's less to do with the other side, inventory side, more to do with the sales report by product. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so restock your inventory. So let's say you have your low stock and out of stock. It'll give you a list in here. So just go to the product and services page. Product and services page. It's right here, low stock and out of stock. Okay, all you have to do is just click this, and it will give you the low stock items in here. The low stock is basically it's in here. It's all the quantity on hand, on nothing on PO, so you can print this or download this thing. Okay, and whenever you have a negative like this, negative number like this, quantity on hand, you should be very careful. So this is just a demo, and normally you shouldn't have a negative like this. But you can create invoice. It won't stop. But you shouldn't be having a negative quantity. That means you're not adding, you're not buying enough, or something is wrong. And you bought it, but you haven't entered the bill yet. Okay, and this out of stock one is the same list in here. You can download right here, and then you can change the order it is. Okay. And now the next one is, okay, bundle one. Okay. So the bundle is, it's a kit or a bundle of different products. Let's say you want to create a bundle in here. Okay, so now this bundle, and you can say whatever SKU is. Okay, on this one, this is where you add the picture, if you want to add picture. This is just for the product and services, as I said. Okay, so just select the items you want to add in here. Let's say a hot one, mild one, This is a bundle. Could be two of these, three of these, doesn't matter. So basically, okay, organic one, so one. Okay, so this is a bundle. It's a package, So one each, you know. Okay, you can save this. There's nothing there. Okay, and on this button is when you're creating an invoice. So this component when printing or sending transaction, if you want to show all three in on the invoice or when printed, then you select that one, or you just want to say bundle salsa, description. You can say in here hot, mild, and organic. So that's what they see on invoice, not all the three items. Okay, so like this. So now if you want to create a bundle one, bundle salsa, see like here, you'll see it in here, but when you print it, you won't see, the customer won't see all three. All right, so I didn't put the money in there, so let us say 20, let's just say the bundle is $22, okay, right here, and you can give a discount too, so save in here. That's it. It's the bundle one. Make make your make it work a little bit easier if you're combining all those. Okay, so now importing products through CSV files, and you're just starting out and you have a whole bunch of lists on your spreadsheet and you want to import it. Okay, no problem. Just come to product and services in here. You know how to get the product services by now. And next to new, there's a drop down. And in here, you'll see import. Okay, there's a download. You can sample file in here, spreadsheet file. And so mostly if you're importing, you need to have a product name, product type, quantity as of date, and some of the things. But you won't have all the fields that you see on your product and services list. So when you import, you won't have all these. You will have some, but you may not import all these columns. For inventory, you need inventory asset account, of course. Then you need all these, but some of these you may not be able to import it. Okay, so that's how you import. Just browse it and then from your computer or Google Sheet, you can import it. And then basically it works as the same way as the quantity. It will increase your quantity, and it will assign the quantity date and product and everything. Okay, let's see what's the next one here. Okay, so yeah, we're done. All right, so thanks for watching. We'll hope you'll like this video and click like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.